Good Friday evening to you, everyone. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. I, being glad about doing the seeing and so on, am he, Bill Sully, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear from an undisclosed fallout shelter somewhere located within the state of Florida. How are you, everybody? I hope you are doing fantastic. We have got a heck of a show for you tonight. We are going to be playing some Gamma World. We are going to have a lot of fun doing that. I'm going to briefly mention, hey, the guac is still happening. Monday, we're going to do a sort of a pre-Great Underground Online Gaming Convention show. We're also going to do a little deep dive on Temple. I know you guys like the Temple of Elemental Evil deep dive. We're going to talk about that a little bit, but Monday we are going to focus very much on the show. And then our last regular live stream for the duration of the con, which lasts from Wednesday to Sunday of next week and then into the following. We will do the AD&D live cast game. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. But tonight we have got a Gamma World game for you guys. And let me ask you a favor. If you're new here, if you were attracted, if you were drawn to this by the notion of Gamma World, maybe you have never played it, maybe you played it a long time ago, maybe you currently play it, or however, whatever, whichever, do me a favor, if you would, if you haven't already, please click that subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications about all the content that I like to bring you folks here on my little corner of TTRPG YouTube, and I will greatly appreciate it. And a fair few of you watching over on X. And if you're over on X watching us, hey, throw a shout out. I've got kind of a universal chat over here. I'll see it. But anyway, so the way we do our games when we play games live here on the channel is I want you guys to feel invested in this. I want you to think like this isn't just passive entertainment. If you have a question, please feel free to ask me in the live chat. If I don't catch your question, it could just be it went by so fast that I didn't see it. Because sometimes we get a pretty lively chat going. Or I may not know what the answer to your question is. And if that's the case, I can almost guarantee, almost, not completely, but almost guarantee that someone in the group or in the rest of the chat will know the answer to your question, because I have the best looking and the smartest audience of all 5-night-a-week classic TTRPG live stream shows that run here on YouTube. And I will kill on that hill. All right. I don't think anybody can beat me in that. I don't think anybody can best me. Maybe they can come up to that level. They're certainly not going past it. So please, if you feel compelled, ask, and I'll do my level best to answer your question. One that is often on folks' lips when we do these games, particularly Gamma World, is what edition we're playing. We are playing first edition Gamma World. It is a very fast and loose game. There is a lot to the referee, the games master, that is literally up to my discretion moment to moment. There are some hard and fast rules: poison, radiation, mutation, where stuff is found, things like that. But once the players start wondering about what to do, in case you guys are curious, no, there's not a skill system. This is not a skill heavy game. So, yeah, Kevin says it's 0th edition before you had to mark what edition it was exactly. Yeah, we are playing classic Gamma World. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we're going to get going here in just a few minutes. I just want to remind everyone that, again, if you have questions, don't hesitate to ask. Doesn't cost you a thing. Let me ask you something else. If I haven't already, I think I may have, perhaps I did. But if I haven't done this already, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're watching this a week from when it comes out, a day from when it comes out, whenever we do the live streams, if it's after that, leave a comment down below. You know, just say hello. Tell me what you liked about the live stream. I'll do more of that. Tell me what you didn't like about the live stream. I'll do less of that. See how that works? But anyhow, we are going to get going here in just a few minutes. American Brad Canada, good to see you. Robert Phillips, Tracy Thompson, Damian Joe Kaufman. Who else do we got out there? You don't like that I keep killing your... Stop hopping in front of the death rays when I'm throwing those out. Duh. Just don't be there when the death ray is flying through the air. Such complainers. Michael Graham, good to see you. Welcome, welcome. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful evening, Michael. So one thing that I do want to mention, because this question actually came up, somebody asked me this in private, I won't dox them, and that is there a registration cutoff for the con? There is not. There is not. I think for simplicity's sake, get your games in the grid, I would say by Wednesday. Otherwise, it's going to get a little chaotic, particularly like if you're like, no, I want to run this game today at this hour. I mean, people might be doing other things, and you might be bringing them like Castle Greyhawk, bottom level, you know, and people are like, oh, crap. So let's have all that wrapped up by Wednesday, if you could. Joe, a character of hers is still alive. So, anyway. All right, everyone. Well, you know, I think I have put it off as long as I dare, because we have got quite the group of adventurers in, and I'm really happy because our Friday night Game World game has grown by one. I figured if I messed around on the internet long enough, I would finally get assigned my very own government disinfo officer. So I'm really happy to have this guy here. You know him, of course, from the Tuesday night live streams where he plays Elminar, our resident magic user and all-around swell guy. He's got his own YouTube channel here. You can find him at Timothy M. Holt, where he talks about a wide range of topics, almost too many to mention here. But everybody, please put your hands together for Timothy M. Holt joining us tonight as Arlen Vox. Tim,
good. How is everybody?
I'm doing fine, sir. Doing fine. Next up, we got a guy who's too cool to have a YouTube channel, but just the same, we love him. So everybody, please welcome Kevin as Wonder Bar, the humanoid.
Yes, yes. And thanks for the compliment.
Yes. You are quite welcome. Well, what can I say? If you're a fan of Fallout, other than Gary, this is another guy here who has some great content. You can find him at Yang Yan Zhao 4 here on YouTube. Everybody, welcome Yang Yan Zhao as Gary.
Good evening, everyone.
Gary! Gary. All right, and we have, of course, the lovely and talented, well, she's lovely. Everybody give it up, please, for Kennick, who is playing a fox. And don't worry, guys, I won't inflict furries on you too long. Oh, your mic is absolutely dead there, Kennick. Try again. And while you're getting that adjusted, speaking of people who have a YouTube channel, last and absolutely not least, he is one of the veterans of the Wasteland. He is a good friend of mine and an all-around awesome dude. He also games with us on Tuesday, as does Kevin. And you can find him here on YouTube at Doom's Words. Everybody, please welcome Doomsword Deathmaster as Techno the Humanoid.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Your gain is a little low too, sir.
Yeah, I had to adjust it last time. Let me just talk for a second.
Okay.
Because I think voice meter's been doing some weird stuff with the gain, so I pumped it up about 5 decibels. Is that better?
I can hear you okay. Audience, you guys will have to tell me if you guys are hearing Doom's okay.
He's pretty quiet.
He is pretty quiet. Okay, I'm gonna...
All right, how about now?
That's better. Whoops. Didn't mean to click that. Let me see. Let me bump your gain up a little bit. Give us a mic check, please.
Testing.
It's better.
Yep, definitely better.
All right.
Alrighty.
So Tracy, I haven't played this game in like 20 years. My demise could be repeated.
It could. You will have to work hard to surpass Kevin's hat trick.
Here's the thing. Skill doesn't matter with Kevin World that often. Right? You could be playing the same character for 20 years, and one day you get shot in the face. It's
exactly
how it is.
Yeah, the highest level skill in Gamma World that you can bring to the table is don't touch that. Don't walk there.
Hey, Kevin.
Don't go in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, Kevin. Wasn't that like twice you got shot in the face?
Yeah, exactly. Which, well, I'm all good for, sometimes I need a shot in the face.
All right. So, now we left off last week. We had Gary, we had Wonderbar, and we had, of course, Techno. We're traveling across the desert wastes. It was in the evening when you had heard a commotion off to the side of the trail you were traveling. And as you stopped to check it out, you saw that there was a group of batters who were set to watch. And they had foolishly decided to trifle with you and attack. You had dispensed with the initial bunch, and we're now dealing with a wave of them rushing at you. In the interim, we are getting, let's do our declarations for the new round. So you have got, I believe it is 9 batters that are battering you, as it were. So let me open this up here. All right, what is the group doing?
So these batters, are they in melee range now?
Some of them are. Some of them have gotten close enough to melee.
Okay, but some of them are far away enough that I could drop an aerial effect thing on them.
Yeah, you can
like
you can lob
or a grenade.
Yeah, you can lob that back at the back of the group, and it probably won't hit the fox humanoid that is currently struggling on a post that's been tied next to their fire. So
that's just animal collateral damage anyway. Right?
So you're gonna try to remove all the furries regardless. All right, Kevin, what about Wonder Bar? You've got that slick new power armor, you've got an energy weapon. What are you gonna do?
Well, I actually have 2 energy weapons, but there's a problem.
Okay.
They don't have charges. So well, I guess it's spear to the face. I
Charges.
guess if I could get in there, of course, after the other stuff blows up, because
Okay.
I don't need bomb to the face.
Charges?
All right.
You don't need no stinking charges.
All right. And Yang, how about Gary?
Okay, so I have a question with the gas generation ability.
Yes.
Last week, I think you just randomly picked off the list. Is
Uh-huh.
it always going to be that same gas, or is it going to be random, or do I get to pick?
It's going to be random, but it's going to differ.
Okay. So then I am going to try to stink up any of them that are 10 feet away.
Are you telling me you're going
10
to
meters.
fart in their general direction?
It's an emergency, so I'm going to pull my own finger.
All righty. So that's what's happening. And why don't we go ahead and roll initiative? And I think we'll give that to Tim, since his character is currently in this turn anyway not present. Tim, roll initiative for the party, please. I got a 3, party got a 2. Okay, so some batters close in. Now I don't think Gary is wearing armor, but he's not in any kind of power suit. There were only 2, correct?
Right. He is using the plant fiber coated with the plasticine.
Duracell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So his AC is 3.
All righty. So all right, armor class is 3. You have a couple of batters lunging at you. They have swords. And neither one of those is going to hit you. All right, Kevin, you have a couple lunging at you. Or lunging at Wonderbar, I should say. I did not, in fact, send batters to you.
Feel free. I can handle them.
All right, so the 18 will strike you, but I believe you have a defensive shield, don't you?
It will take half damage up to 25 points per round.
Okay. Well, this is with a sword, so...
Yes, it's not going to do enough.
Yeah. You see like 2 pixels drop down off your power armor rating. And let's see. So there were a couple attacking. Wow, they both. Well, let's see. I was about to say they both actually hit. The 19 does hit you, Dooms. Not again that it's going to matter terribly much, but let's see. Targets over class. Yeah, both of them hit. So. Yeah, your shield strength drops just a little bit. Go ahead and fire your micro missile at the ones behind him, because there is one batter who's yelling and he's cracking a whip, and every time he cracks that whip, you see like a bolt of energy, like ride down the length of the whip.
And then he gives the girl a slip. I'm a terrible joker, am I not?
Oh, that's okay. All right. 7, so we're going to scatter that.
And it's weapon class 16.
Weapon class 16. Okay. Well, maybe it... let's see. Yeah, unfortunately, that will still scatter, so give me a D8 and a D6 for meters. So it's 1, so it is right rear, 6 meters. Foxen, you are showered with gravel and sand as you hear this high-pitched whoosh, and then there's an explosion on the far side of the bonfire. You're not injured. All right, Kevin, do something. Oh, and go ahead and roll your damage because they do take some splash damage from that.
Foxen,
6 meters. Go ahead.
Foxen's like shouting, "Go, Flash, go!"
Roll your damage if you would, please. All right. 19.
In Gamer World, it was 19.
Yeah, man, that's a poor roll for 86.
It really is.
It is. All right. So the batter chitters something, and they all kind of turn and lunge towards you. They're techno. Arlen, you have been making your way to a nearby small town to do some trading. You have some Domars burning a hole in your travel bag. So you've been looking to upgrade from your plant fiber armor, shield, and hand weapon. Or if nothing else, at least spend a night in a comfortable bed and get a decent meal. As you are traveling along this road, you bed down for the night. You find a relatively safe looking place. That this must have been some kind of small passage that the ancients used somehow. It's sort of this long corrugated duralloy pipe that's about 1.5 meters in diameter, and there's ample room for you to scoot in there and be safe from the elements and whatnot. And just as you're settling to sleep, in the distance, you hear a muffled kaboom. A little bit of dust trickles down into your makeshift shelter there next to this ancient roadway. So, Tim, what does Arlen Vox do in reaction to that?
What was that? Don't hurt me.
All
What
right.
was that?
Nothing responds to your request to not be hurt or identify itself, but yeah, it was definitely close enough that it breaks you out of your reverie as you were starting to doze off there.
I'm gonna go investigate. Get closer cautiously.
Okay. So you shimmy out of the culvert and crawl up onto the bank, and sure enough, in the distance, you can see there's little small pools of flame, as if there has been an explosion of some kind, and silhouetted against it, you can see many folk engaged in combat. While the larger silhouettes, you're not sure what they are, what they could be. The smaller silhouettes, these are batters. So you have some folks fighting batters, which is just par for the course, because batters are like the orcs or kobolds or goblins of Gamma World, and they very rarely are they approachable on friendly terms. And given what's going on about 50 meters from where you are, it looks about per normal. Folks,
Well, then I will approach with my spear and try to stab one of those things.
All right, so you are moving up in the new round. Kevin, what about Wonder Bar?
Yeah, I'm stabbing them in the face or in the knees. I guess it depends if I'm like doing a slide or,
Okay.
something special.
Yang, how about Gary?
Sorry, what gas did I get last time?
Oh, gas. That's right. You're gassing them. Let's see. All right, let me see here, Yang, real quick. Okay. All right. How many? Well, no, I'll tell you. We'll do it like this. Roll 3d6, Yang.
All right.
All right, so that is 9. And the betters. So that is a 9, and we're looking for the better constitution. Oh, that is not good at all for them.
Sounds great for us.
Oh yeah,
Which
for you guys,
are you
very
talking
good.
about? The batters or the party?
All right, so let's see. All right, so currently, Yang, what is the area that your musk covers?
Well, it says up to 10 meters. I assume this was gas and not musk.
Well, I'm using gas and musk interchangeably here.
It just says up to 10 meters. It's not really like in a cone 10 meters or in a sphere or beware of wind.
I'm thinking it's probably like a radius, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so you do your thing, and the 3 batters, including the one with a whip, like they go and turn and just start running. You got repulsion.
Nice.
You got repulsion this round. So they are fleeing. The other ones are still close. So what are you doing in this round? What have you done for me lately, eh?
He is going to try to shoot one that is attacking the party in the face.
Okay. Well, none are specifically attacking the party in the face, but you can absolutely shoot him there if you want. Foxen, you're still trying to break your bonds. Techno, are you going to punch or micro missile?
Yeah, I suppose I'll punch one of these ones that's attacking me.
All right, let's roll initiative. And Kevin, it comes over to you.
Yep, I apologize up front for my terrible initiative rolls.
I got a 3. Surely you guys can. Nope.
Yeah,
I guess you can't. Okay. All right. So there's 3. So there's 6. The batter's not realizing that their fearless leader has fled. They will. They're all turning and leaping at Techno. All right. I have 1 hit. I have 1 stinking hit out of 6. And I'm going to have to double check that. Yeah, that one did get you, and he does a mighty 2 points of damage. So your shield indicator just pops up a text message inside your helmet there and says, "A piece of paper. Somebody threw a piece of paper on my back." All right, counterattacks, gentlemen. Some face shooting, if you would, please, Wonderbar.
Okay. This time, it's for real. Natural 20. It really
You absolutely stab him.
All right, so these are small, medium, so that's 1 to 6.
Yes.
It is 3.
And he hated that.
No
Gary! Gary.
Oh, look at that.
Nice. All right. Vaporize him.
23.
That is fierce. You shoot him so in the face that the front of his face becomes the back of his head. Not that he is around to enjoy it. So there are 5 batters left. And Dooms, do that thing that you do so well.
5.
Okay. So that is a miss. Tim, Arlen Vox has covered the distance. You just watched one of the people fighting the batters take out a tech weapon and blow a fist-size hole through the batter's head, which is impressive because the batter's head is only about the size of a fist. But you are now close enough to melee one of the remaining 4. Foxen, you have got one hand free. You have chewed through the horrible carbon fiber rope that was securing one hand, and so that is now free. You may continue to free yourself in this round.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Let's see. We have Arlen. You're going to stab in the new round, I'm guessing.
Yes.
Wonder Bar, you're gonna stab. Gary.
He's shooting.
He's shooting. Okay. And Techno, you're swinging on. Glass Joe. So let's roll initiative, and I think we are over to Gary. All right. Yeah, these things are crawling all over Doom's power armor. Like he's just kind of teetering around, and the batters are thrashing him, completely ignorant of the casualties that they've taken thus far. Just take down the metal man. That seems to be their mode and modus. All right. Tim, Arlen Vox, you may instabulate one.
Not when I roll a 3.
Not this time. That's it. Just get them out of your system now, Tim, and save the good rolls for later. Wonder Bar.
I will try again. With my darkest heart, I stab at thee. Yes.
That is a hit. That's a D6.
And it's a 6 this time.
It is a 6 this time. He hated that. All right. Yang? That is a hit.
22.
There is one fewer batter than you were facing before. Dooms.
I'm sensing a pattern here. 10.
10. All right, so let's see. What is your constitution?
11.
11. All right, so 11, 10. That will actually hit.
Oh, excellent. Well, he's
Yeah.
not gonna appreciate this very
Yeah,
much.
he's not.
26.
That is
terrible.
That's still sufficient to punt him into next year. You missed, by which I mean he exploded into mist. All right, there are 2 batters left, and they are turning to flee. You guys may get attacks on them. That is what they're doing in the next round. Foxen, you've got your other hand free, so now you can jump down off of the stake that they had you tied to. There's been some heavy stuff going down. All right, gentlemen, they're fleeing. You can attack if that's what you want to do. Tim, does Arlen wish to attack?
I don't think so. I'm going to try to be a little safe and cautious.
All right. How about Wonder Bar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've been. This one's bleeding pretty bad, so you can swing on and attack.
Okay, I will. What is it trying to do? Let me clear that before
It's fleeing. It is turning to run.
No, I was talking about DD dice.
Oh.
I still missed with the 10.
That will miss.
Yeah.
All right, and Gary.
Don't you run away from me.
Nice.
19. Let's see. these guys. My notes were not on that page. They were on this page. 19, that is sufficient. You gun one down. There's one left. He is sprinting into the darkness. He crests the hill, scrambles down the other side. He is screeching and chittering. So you guys can see now the Foxoid has freed itself from the post that they had it strung up on, and this, by visual description, by visual look, pure strain human just ran up out of the darkness and started attacking batters also.
Hello. I'm the friendly new human.
Who are you? Where did you come from?
I'm Arlen Vox. I've decided to leave my village and go off and try to not become just stuck in one little place for the rest of my life. And hopefully while I'm out here exploring the world, I will not become mutated in any bizarre way.
I see. Well, that's a high challenge, but I did same recently, although I didn't have a village, I just had a hovel, but I did get quite bored with it, so...
Well, I'd love to adventure with you if you'll permit me and try to stop me from making fatal mistakes in this weird world.
I'm afraid that adventuring with us might be a fatal mistake.
I'll give it a try.
All right, and what is Foxen doing at this point, Kennig?
She's turning around and saying, "Thank you for saving me. Can I join your party? You guys look like you're very, very strong."
Gary flexes.
It's mostly the odor.
Yeah. Yeah, you were catching a whiff of that. There was a moment there when you would have chewed your own paw off to get away from that smell.
Well,
I'll
yes.
be sure to stay downwind in the future.
Well, and you know, the canine nose has a nose that's 10,000 times more sensitive than, like, mine, so...
That's sage advice.
Bad Dougie.
Seems like you don't have much else to do, so, sure, I'm a recent joiner as well. Techno is the seasoned vet, I would call. Although I've only witnessed a few things, he seems to be quite capable, as you saw.
Well, you are all very impressive.
And what do you do? Other than being eyed and eaten.
Who is your daddy and what did he do?
Well, I mean, I can scout ahead. I can hear very well. I can smell very well. I'm very small.
Sorry.
And
All right. TCC had asked, is this a Gamma World module? No, it is a completely made-up adventure. All right. As you guys are discussing this, from somewhere in the darkness, you hear 3 shots in rapid succession. Or I should say 3 loud pops that sound a lot like slug thrower fire. Boom, boom, boom. It's from
any lights in the sky?
No, this was on the lee of the hill where the batters had their little impromptu barbecue going. It's down in that direction.
With my heightened hearing, can I identify a better sense of direction?
Give me a percentile roll, please. 4. Yes, it was 106 meters south-southeast. 9 degrees, 2 minutes at approximately azimuth 8. So, yes, you can tell, and you now hear footsteps approaching from that direction.
Okay, I'm going to prove my worth and share all of this.
All right. I mean, you guys heard the weapons fire report, but this is she is filling in details that are almost like she's got IR snoopers on and viewed the whole thing.
Nice. What kind of footsteps are they, Foxy? Or is that your name, Foxy?
My name is Foxen. Thank you.
Oh, Foxen. Okay. Sorry.
No need.
You heard footsteps. What kind of footsteps are you talking about? Are they like metal boots or robots, or is it a fox?
They are booted feet. They're not like the clank of metal feet. And you rolled really, really well on that. So yeah, it's just
yeah, 4
exceptionally well. I may have to treat that like hair noise for a thief and just roll it for you behind. But yeah, you could definitely tell after the shots that there is someone walking towards you, and that you also heard the sound of something being dragged.
Can I tell how many people are walking?
1.
So 1 person dragging something.
I'll just stand there looking imposing, I suppose.
All right.
I'm gonna go behind Tech because he's the biggest and the baddest. So that's what I do.
All right. Wonderbar, Gary, Arlen, what are you guys doing?
Well, Gary's gonna go try to search those bodies. He doesn't want anybody else taking their kills.
Okay. They actually have some they have javelins and swords. So they were, I mean, as those kind of things go, they're pretty able weapons. And you guys, let's see, 4 fled. I said there were 11. So yeah, you've got 7 javelins and 7 swords.
Well, Gary is going to take one of the swords.
Okay.
And then he will say to the others, "Hey, we got some upgrades for those knives. And it looks like good eating tonight."
I'm going to, Wonderbar is going to grab one of those swords as well. And I figure, it's better for them to come to us because then they'll be tired.
Okay.
And maybe they'll step on a bomb.
Could be. Unfortunately, it was a nuclear bomb. Roll a new character.
Fox is just flicking an ear back and going back to paying attention forward.
And also, one of them has a small device. It is about 200 millimeters long by about call it 60 millimeters, 70 millimeters wide. It has a huge array of buttons with numbers and letters and everything else. And it's got about a, I would say about a 65 millimeter corner to corner clear plate above all those rows of buttons. There's numbers, there's letters, there's strange symbols. The 2 most prominent letters you can make in the dim light of the flickering pools of flame are the letter T and the letter I, and then there's a dash and the number 8 and the number 3. Yes, even in the 22nd century, those things were still around and in use.
I was going to say, does it have a lot? I think I know what that does.
They're awesome gadgets. They really are, even in this day and age. I highly recommend everybody have one. But
I prefer slide rules. It always is.
of course you do too. But as you guys are waiting, from just behind the lee side of the hill, you hear a voice call out, "Hello there. Hello, friends."
Hello. Who are you?
You mind if I come up? I don't want to get hit with that thunder stick that one of you is wielding.
Proceed with caution. Keep your hands where we can see them.
Of course, of course. So a few moments later, topping the hill, there's a fellow in a long, you're not sure if it's gray because of just the coloration or if it's that way because of the dust, but a long gray coat, high boots, trousers. Looks like he's got a little bit of armor on. He's got one hand raised up and one hand is kind of dragging something behind him. And he walks forward and he drops whatever he's dragging and raises his hand and says, so you were in a tussle with some batters. I saw some scamper down the hill, and he kind of motions with his head, and you can see he's got a big iron on his hip.
What is it you're dragging?
Oh, he steps aside and points at three dead batters. They were running my way. I was tuckered out. I was going to rest for the evening in the lee side of the hill, and well, you folks started your party up, and I wasn't going to say or do anything, but when I saw them scatter, I decided to take them out. 3 less batters in the world, 3 less living organisms that I have to worry about. So
we have to agree with that. Batters tend to be bad. I don't know if that's why their name's the way it is, but surely not friendly creatures at all. So I commend you for your assistance in ridding the planet with those.
Well, I do kind of consider myself an exterminator, as funny as that might sound. I've got my gear back on the other side of the hill. You mind if I get it and bring it up?
Let me ask you a question.
Of course.
Are you familiar with Rudy's?
With Rudy's? Yeah.
Well, that's where we're headed.
That's good. That's good. Let me get my rucksack and come back up here and we can talk if that's all right with you.
Well, maybe you need a hand.
Sure. I could always use some help.
Foxen scrunches down and says, What else besides batters do you exterminate, sir?
Well, there's vermin that go all sorts of ways. Some that fly, some that crawl, some that go around on 2 legs.
Do you like plants?
Plants?
Yes.
Can't say I'm a huge fan, but, I guess they serve their purpose, at least for food.
We have, or at least for myself, I don't like any plants. And
that's an admirable attitude to have, my friend.
So you're not bringing any plants back with you, are you?
Oh, no, friend. No.
Okay, so your rucksack doesn't have plants. That's
no. I've got a little dog cart I pulled. No dog, mind you.
Dog will be okay. So it's not a plant dog.
Should have kept one of them batters.
Faxon is going to keep check between her and the new guy for a while.
All right. He introduces himself as John Corbin, and he Dooms. You said Techno was going down the hill with him.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
want to make sure there's not any sort of suspicious behavior. And
No,
this stuff.
He's got a hand cart he can pull. He's got some gear he tosses in there. He's got a bed roll, and he stoops and picks something up from the sand, kind of shakes it out a little bit, drops it in a pouch, and he picks up the cart. Let's go.
Very well.
All right, so he brings his cart up over, and it's made from some pre-war machined parts. It's part of something that was once mechanical, and he sits down, and once he gets the cart over, and says, "So you're heading to Rudy's, yeah?"
That is the plan. I've never been.
Well, I've been slowly working my way around to various various settlements and towns, and Rudy's was on my list of places to visit. I had been by here once before, but they're a very trading heavy town, and I didn't have much to trade at the time. So, they were kind enough. I was able to get a can of food and a liter of water before I had to move on. But he reaches over and pats a bundle he's got in the cart and says, I've got some items that I've scavenged that I'm looking to trade.
What you got?
Oh, just some duralloy scrap metal. I'm looking to get some more, if I'm being honest with you.
I'm going to go ahead and sit on the trailer and power down that suit and open up the lid.
Okay. Alrighty.
Faxon will find a little hole to tuck into somewhere.
All right. Says, yep, I have got some duralloy pieces here. I'm going to trade them with the folks at Rudy's and hopefully get a few Domars in my pocket, and I can continue my journey through the wasteland, finding other outposts to visit.
Well, maybe we'll trade. You mind showing us what you got?
Oh, it's just a few bits and pieces that I picked up here and there. Nothing spectacular. Are you buying or selling, friend?
Oh, I think more buying.
That's a shame because I'm looking to buy too. But I've got a few odds and ends like this. He reaches into a bundle and pulls out what looks like the leg to one of those things that was chasing you guys around in the back in the Hollow Man base. He's like, yep, just looking for more of this. He tucks it back in the bag, seals the bundle up, takes out a can of some food, proceeds to eat. So, how about the rest of y'all? So, Arlen, you said your name was Arlen?
I'm Arlen. I don't have anything to sell right now. Not really looking to buy too much either.
Oh, well, that's fine. That's fine, Arlen. And if you're just getting out in the whole wide world, let me tell you what. The cities of the ancients, they're wonders. They're broken down. They've been bombed. You got to be careful. But Arlen, trust me, they are wonders. You can find all kinds of stuff in there. I mean, hell, he takes the weapon off of his hip, holds it up. I was using a spear with a broken glass tip until not too long ago when I got this. Holsters it back.
What is that?
This, oh, he draws it again and says, this is a slug thrower. It propels little metal beads out the end, and they enter into a unfortunate target, and it blows apart. Very effective for exterminating vermin.
Someday I'll hope to have something like that.
Well, I hope you get your wish one day, Arlen. So, Wonder Bar, how about yourself?
Well, I come from not too far from here. I was running around, found these nice folks, and I've been traveling with them for a short time. Let me ask you a question, though.
Yeah.
Have you seen any robots around here?
Not operational ones, no.
No. Have you seen, and I'm going to pull out one of those syringes we pulled off of the Killbot's fingers. I was like, have you seen one of these? These robots have these. They're like their fingers, and they're quite nasty. We lost a companion just recently to one of these. And I was just trying to figure out what this is all about.
What is it? Is it like a stinger from a poison plant or something like that?
Oh, as you know, I'm not too friendly with plants, but this seems to be quite a bit more dangerous. You get stuck with one of these, and you don't get help, you're gone in a very, very short time. Now, I'll tell you,
that sounds
not
dreadful.
Pleasant from the look on the face of our companion, but death is death, right? So, you've been around here and you haven't seen much of these, huh?
Well, I do my fair share dealing with vermin and plants and folks that really ought to know better, but I can't say as I've seen something walking around with a spike or those little thin blades, whatever that is.
It must just be us. I'll take a look at Techno. Seems like we're meeting an awful lot of these, but maybe it's just a one-off thing. Maybe they're not as common as I thought they were.
Maybe not.
Well, maybe somebody in Rudy will know what it is. He points at the one you've got and says, if you don't mind, when I take this Duralloy scrap into Rudy's, I'll pay it. Well, hell, he says, I'll pay it for you right now if you want. The scrap dealer might be interested in this.
I have a few, but really it's just to make sure we can figure out what to do about them. I'm not really, I'm not really willing to give these up at this point, but I just wanted to let you know their danger and that maybe you should stay clear of anything that seems to be bearing these.
If it's just the same, if I can stay with y'all till we get to Rudy's, I'd appreciate it.
I don't run the group, but I don't have any problem with that.
Well,
I run no group.
We probably need to have, a little powwow and make sure that nobody has any concerns. I don't like answering for others, of course.
How far is it from here?
Rudy's?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Rudy's is basically you would get there at dusk tomorrow if you got in a good night's sleep and headed out in the morning.
I'll do whatever the group decides. I think it's fine.
Well, we don't know any one of them any better than the others.
Well, I can
and
assure.
with muting, it would help. I guess we'll agree to be civil and camp together here, but no shenanigans,
No, I wouldn't dream of it.
Yeah, I really, we have enough trouble without some kind of, underhanded betrayal,
No, of course not. I just want to get inside those safe walls up at Rudy's and, be able to relax, enjoy a cold beer, really acquaint myself with the place. And if I'm being completely honest with you, this is the first time I've really had a chance to make it in. I hate to impose, but y'all look like a trading caravan, and they really kind of they do more traffic when there's no bubble car or fan lift stopping by, but one person afoot. They kind of tend to frown on it. So particularly when they're without trade goods. So if I could just kind of piggyback with y'all and we'll just tell them we're all together, is that acceptable? I'll pay you for the trouble.
We like money.
Well, I would like to get into Rudy's. So I think we can, he sticks his hand out to you there, Gary, and says, I think we can make a deal, friend.
All right. Gary will give him the stink palm.
All right. He's living creatures, aren't they a miracle? He gets a handful of sand. It's like furiously scrubbing. It's pretty bad on you, Fox, and you're not near it, and you're like, just because heightened animal senses,
Yeah, I'll turn and I'll flick my ears back.
All right.
Show my displeasure.
All right, so rest of the let's see. Maybe the rest of the evening doesn't pass uneventfully. Maybe something terrible happens. Maybe 18 Blash fly low overhead, and you all have to roll up new characters. So, are you guys setting up a watch in the evening, or
absolutely?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
You asked that after rolling the die?
I did ask that after rolling the die. I absolutely did that after rolling the die.
Well, then, of course, we are.
I'll take the first for sure.
Okay.
That's dawn and dusk are usually the worst.
Gary will take that too.
Yeah, I need to get an hour plus 15 minutes per each of my spell levels. So
wrong game.
I'll do the edge, I guess.
There will be no fireball.
Unless one of you guys finds a suit of power armor that has a nuke attached to it.
I suppose I'll take the final watch.
All right.
I'll take any watch people want me to. It's fine.
All right, so it's going to be what? It'll be Foxen, then Gary, then me, then Arlen, then Techno, and then this guy. I guess if he's part of the watch, we're going to be awake while he's watching anyway.
Sure. And he is absolutely fine with that. He is a chatty Cathy. Says, yeah, I've been working on, he takes out a small lighting device. Whoever's on watch with me tells you this. Yeah, I've been working on a map of all of the towns and settlements around here, and I've visited a few of the small ones I've got crossed off my list here. You haven't been to any of these, have you? You've never been to those places.
In fact, I've never even seen any of those places.
Well,
maybe when we're done with this, we maybe work out an arrangement so we can get a copy of the map you've made there.
Oh, well, I think we could probably make an arrangement when all is said and done.
Sounds great.
All right. One more. But anyway, he talks about how he wants to visit as many something. It's like, now I've heard that there's actually a thriving city in San Francisco out by the big blue water. A whole city could be 10,000 people. Well, people, mutants, that sort of thing too. I sure would love to see that.
I hadn't heard that, but then again, I'm somewhat of a hermit. So, what do you mean? Like, it wasn't destroyed like the rest of these that we've been looking at?
Oh, well, I think every place, every place was touched by the glow or something like that. But no, I think this, a fellow I saw, and unfortunately he passed away shortly after that, but a fellow that I met, and he is really the one that gave me the impetus to go to these places, said that there's an island called Alcaz out in the middle. They said it's like he said it's like, what was the word he used? A castle of old. I don't know what a castle is, but apparently it's an old one. But that it was, there was a big community there. There was the wharf side, and folks ate fish and vegetables, and it just sounded like a wonderful place to see. I want to go there. I want to try and get up to the barony of Horn. I want to see the world.
That sounds quite the goal. And it looks like you're on your way. You're on your way to do that. I was going to ask you, because I heard about this when I was young and I wasn't shunned. There was this, I don't know what they called it, some kind of alliance called the SCA. Do you think that they're over there?
The SEA?
SCA, something like that. I don't know. It was just said to me. Nobody wrote it. Of course, nobody knows how to write. I couldn't read it if they did.
Oh, well, I don't. No, I haven't heard of anything like that.
Ah, okay. Well, just wanted to see what it was about, because I heard some about it, but I had no idea what it was about.
Well, what?
You seem to be a little more worldly than I am, for sure. Thought I'd ask.
What are these folk of the ska or SCA? What are they like?
I have no idea. They said they were quite flashy and they spoke quite boisterously, but I had never met any myself, so hard to say.
Foxen's going to creep a little bit farther out so she can pivot her ears to pay more attention to the surroundings.
Okay. Okay, so Dooms, you're up early in the morning or late in the night. Everyone else has settled down.
And my intention for this, if I may, is that I would get, I would be out of the armor for rest, and then I would once I woke up for watch, I would don my plant armor that's on the trailer.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Right.
All right. As you're on your watch, the rest of you are sleeping, Dooms. You hear a low humming. Sounds like it's down by the road, kind of moving along in the same direction that your where your buggy is parked.
How dark is it?
It is the dark before the dawn, so the moon has gone down, but the sun has not quite started coming up yet.
All right, I'm gonna grab the IR goggles off the trailer and slip those on quietly. And who took first watch?
I
think
Fox and
Yeah, it was
Yep.
Gary.
Right.
So Arlen and Wonder Bar were on watch together. I'm sorry. John and Wonder Bar were on watch together. Arlen and Gary were on watch together. Foxen was on a watch at the same time when Wonder Bar and John were up. So, but anyway, you grab your snoopers and you're looking and making no attempt to be hidden. There is a it looks to be about 1 meter wide and 2 meters long and 1 meter high hovering object of some sort that is moving, and it is very carefully following the curve of the road. When it gets to a point where the metal plates of the road are bent up, it stops for a moment. In the grit and dust, you can see like a blue-green light, very, very sharp blue-green light, play over the damaged part of the road, and then it moves forward again, and then stops again, and does that with another part of the road.
Okay.
And
I'll just continue watching it.
Okay. It stops directly in front of your vehicle, which is kind of sitting on the shoulder. And the blue-green light plays back and forth across it. You see your vehicle and your cart gently raise up in the air, move a few meters further off the road, and then lower back down.
Okay.
And it continues moving on. Are you doing anything?
Nah.
All right. The road ahead must be free of obstructions or significant enough damage, because it actually, the keening sound that it's making as it's moving along picks up in pitch and volume, and it disappears fairly quickly.
All right.
So that is the only thing you see in the evening. Awaking in the morning, you can see now that absolutely no damage whatsoever was done to your cart or your electric vehicle. And everything seems to be in good order.
Good.
John Corbin is up. He reaches into his bag and he reaches into a bag on his cart and brings out a handful of small spheres. They're perhaps 30 millimeters, 40 millimeters in diameter, and offers them to you all. They're blotchy green and red. He says, would anybody care for some apples? I find they're great for breakfast.
Is that a plant?
It is, my friend. It is. Like I said, plants are good for food, if nothing else. He proceeds to crunch on one. Tart and sweet.
Foxen will go up and sniff at one and take it from him.
All right.
And munch on it.
Yeah, Wonder Bar is going to give him the stink eye and look down.
Okay.
No apples for me. I'm not saying that, but I'm not getting any.
All right. Gary, how about you?
Gary is going to cross his arms and shake his head back and forth.
All right. Arlen, care for an apple or three?
I'll eat an apple.
All right. Yeah, and these are small. They're like that big around. Very tart.
You know those things have poison in the middle of them, you know, right?
Radiation.
Just let you know, right? So.
Yeah.
I'll pass on that apple.
Hey, just whatever. Techno?
Nah, I'm fine, friend.
All right. All right, yeah, he eats a few. Oh, Thomas is late, guys. We got to start over. Hey, good evening. Welcome, guys. Good to see you. Good to be seen by you. I, of course, am Bill. All right. So, yeah, Arlen's kind of squinting against the. I'm sorry, not Arlen. John is kind of squinting against the rising sun, and he looks down and goes, "That's your vehicle? That's impressive. I've seen flyers and electric vehicles around, but I have never really gotten up close to one."
Yeah,
Well,
we
it is
got
slow.
this. We got this just not too long ago, I guess, right, Techno? As obviously I wasn't there when they acquired the.
That's correct. And we got it over yonder from the starport.
The starport. I don't know what those words mean, but that sounds absolutely fascinating. Tell me about it while we walk.
I'll point it out to him on his map, near as I can.
Okay. Yeah, there's, and he's like, "Oh, I've got to make a note. Now, were other people living there too? Is that your home?"
No. Yeah, well, it was our base of operations for a while. Yes.
Ah, I see.
Until we moved on.
Now, starport. What does that mean? That sounds exciting.
I'm not sure, but I believe that it has something to do with old flying objects that no longer exist or are no longer functional. Perhaps traveling to the stars, as they call them.
Oh,
Such a thing would be unbelievable, but
well,
much has been
certainly.
lost.
All right. So does anyone wish to do anything before you guys break camp and head out? Is anyone on watch? No.
Yeah. So Gary found this metallic bird in the trailer, and he is going to try to attach it to the cart's front bumper, to the Rover's
Okay.
front bumper.
The front bumper is a little low, but yeah, you can grab some. You can grab some twine and put it on there if you want.
There we go. Now we look like we could afford to trade for stuff.
Arlen, I believe there are some weapons on the trailer that might interest you. You seem to be fairly under-equipped.
Well, I have a spear, but I'd be happy to take anything that could be useful.
I'll quietly consult with Wonderbar. Think we should give this guy a weapon.
If you have something really small, I would take it too, please, to help.
And what are you going to do? You're going to paw it?
I can stab something.
We'll just tie it
Well,
around her
then-
waist. So
I can
it'd be
creep
like a
behind.
spear.
I can creep behind.
Just tie a javelin around it, and it can just run like that.
Just charge straight into somebody with a javelin.
Yeah. All right. I'll dig through the stuff, right? And I guess I'll give Arlen. We don't know much about him, so I'll give him a stun ray. We've got one of those on there.
Okay.
It's for a 9 on that sheet if you have access to that sheet, Tim. Or I could copy paste it in chat or whatever.
All
But
right.
it's,
So
it takes a solar cell. It's got full charges, 25 meter range, and stuns for 20 minus con minutes.
Stun. Ooh.
yeah. And if you have a knife, stun is as good as dead.
I do have a knife.
There you go.
There's also another right there. So Gary has a Durasteel reinforced plant fiber armor, but there's one more, if I recall, in the trailer.
I
There should
have
be.
fiber armor.
Yeah, this is Durasteel, so it's what you have coated in Durasteel.
Yeah, it's basically a liquid polymer metal that hardens into solid metal when exposed to air, and they painted some of the they painted plant fiber armor with that, so it basically kind of becomes a crude plate mail. That and shield would put you at armor class 3.
Oh, that would be awesome. I'm at armor class 4, so that's one better. But that sounds like it came from that old documentary called Terminator 2.
Yes.
So sure, I'll be happy to do that.
Liquid metal.
Coated fiber armor.
Yes. Now, to be certain, it's not like mercury. It is like rigid, solid metal. You know, it is set. Think of it as metallic JB weld.
Okay. Well, JB weld fixes everything that duct tape won't fix. So
there you go. There you go. And if you have something that falls into some weird zone that neither one of them covers, then you've got Flex Seal. So,
well, you need baling wire then.
Yeah.
We also have a slap chop and a sham wow, just in case you need one of those. No,
you need to soak something up or cut it into little cubes. This party's got you covered.
Now, would the Durasteel armor that Sam wore fit Foxen or not?
Yang, how big was Sam?
Sam was, I believe, 48 centimeters.
It's a little too small for Foxen.
Okay.
Foxen, you said, is like a meter, right?
She's about the size of a house cat.
Then it would be too big for her, unfortunately. So
we'll just have to stuff a bunch of stuff in it.
Yeah.
Here, let's stuff some more plant fiber in there. You won't mind that at all.
All right. You know what? Just cut out the middleman. Paint her with the Durasteel liquid.
We do still have like one dose, right?
Yeah. You just paint her with it and leave her out in the sun. There you go. All right. So all that's taken care of, and John checks the rounds in his slug thrower, and he kind of hitches a shoulder rig on and says, well, I guess if y'all are going to take off in that vehicle, I'll just have to follow along. And I can go at a good pace, but not forever. Don't leave me too far in the dirt, please.
Is there any way to like tie his cart to the trailer without causing some sort of, you know?
Yeah, his stuff is not that heavy. But then that still leaves him, you know.
Well, yeah. I mean, I suppose he could hop in the trailer or whatever if there's room.
There's physical room, but it's going to start to slow it down to you're as good as walking.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Still better than carrying.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. All right. So he's bringing up the rear and says, well, I tell you what, look over your shoulders periodically, and he reaches in a pocket and pulls out a piece of mirror and says, I'll give you a little wink every now and again. If you look back and you don't see me doing this every once in a while, maybe hold up.
Well, I typically sit in the trailer facing the reverse anyway.
Well, there you go. There you go. I'm sure we'll see each other, and I'll be able to get into Rudy, and we'll have us a fine old time. All right. The rest of the day is uneventful. The closer you get to Rudy, the more ruins you begin to see, but they're orderly ruins. They have been thoroughly picked clean. And indeed, some of them, apparently for potentially future projects, have been, it looks like someone comes out here periodically and carefully takes apart some of the structures. There are pieces that are lying neatly stacked up and bundled up, and you know, the road has been largely cleared. And as you travel along, eventually you do come to an outer perimeter, and standing there resplendent in red and white painted metal armor, there are a couple of they must be watch for Rudy. They are sitting inside a low structure made of sandbags, and there is a rather large crew-served weapon. Hello, strangers. Come forward.
I'll step out. Say, greetings, friends. That's a nice, weapon you have there.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
It's a big one.
Well, we find it does the job. Do you have business in Rudy today, good travelers?
We plan on doing some trade if possible. Find some items to sell. We have some items to sell. We have some things we'd like to buy. And kind of point at the cart a little bit.
Very well, very well. Do you have Domars you would like to trade for any trading tokens in Rudy?
We're not.
We have
Disney,
Domars. Some of us do.
I'm sorry, there were some crosstalk. What was that, Kevin?
No, let Dooms. Go ahead, Dooms.
No,
I have Domars.
All right.
What are trading tokens, friend?
Oh, well,
I mean, I know Domars, of course.
Yeah.
This is my first time to Rudy, so maybe you can help me out.
Well, you see, the trading token is pinned at a 2-to-1 rate with Domars, and it's just a little bit easier because, well, not everybody in town can shop and barter in Domars. Sometimes they need other things to trade in. Now, the Domar is still accepted there, but sometimes you might find a vendor who might give you something like this, and he reaches into a pocket and brings out a small metal disc. It's a little bigger than a Domar, a little thinner. It's got some inscription on it and says, they might hand you a couple of these in trade. So
Foxen kind of steps forward, bowing, and says, can we look before we decide to exchange, just in case there's something we do want before we actually change over?
Let's see. What is her charisma?
8.
8. Oh boy.
She looks like she's gonna bite.
Yeah. All right, you can come over here. He's holding it out between, like he's not holding it out like he's going to hand it to you. He's holding it between his thumb and forefinger. Like
she's going to come forward.
There you go. See,
and sniff it, and go back and say,
yeah, it smells faintly of metal, and it's got some engraving on it. You're not sure what no cash value means, but there's a beautiful eagle stamped on the other side.
So she's going to say, yes. It's a coin, but can we look before we change, just in case we want something before we buy?
I don't know what you want. You've seen it in my hand.
No, in the town. In the town.
We'll just, if they need to give us change and whatever those things are, then we'll work at it at the time, right? I wouldn't suggest maybe changing over to those at the moment.
That's fine. That's fine, friends. All right. Well, the last thing I have to ask is you're not bringing in large quantities of gold or platinum or any other precious metals, are you?
No, not that I know of. I mean, I answer for myself, of course.
Well, I will tell you that folk in the town are required to mention to the watch, and then it gets passed on up to the overmayor's office. If anyone tries to trade large quantities of gold, it can upset our economy here. But
carry nothing of the sort.
Of course. Well, he reaches over and picks up a device and taps a couple of buttons on it and says, yes, I'm sending a small caravan to the main gate. Yes, very much so. Thank you. Pushes a button. You hear a buzz and a click. Go ahead.
Well,
Foxen
we'll
ducks
pass through.
behind Doom again.
All right. He just kind of shakes his head as you guys pass, but he's smiling friendly enough. All right. After a brief journey, you guys arrive at Rudy. It is an active little trading post town. There's wonder of wonders. There is what appears to be a functional water fountain in the middle of the town, water splashing merrily. There are pavilions on poles over various stalls and whatnot. There's folks going about their business. Some rack oxen in a small paddock off to the left. A few other ground vehicles parked here and again. Some fairly tall buildings. There are actually some 2- and 3-story buildings clustered in near the middle of the place. You guys have arrived in Rudy, and John is nodding, saying, yeah, this is all right. This is all right. Well, my friends, he extends his hand to each one of you, shaking it in turn, even taking your paw and giving a little shake there, Foxen. Does anyone not shake his hand?
No, I'll shake his hand.
All right.
100% shaking his hand.
Sure.
I'll shake his hand.
All right. He says, all right, well, it's been a pleasure traveling with you. Thank you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for helping me get in. I've been really wanting to get in here. Thank you all again so much.
Say, before you take off,
Yeah.
might we make a copy of that there map?
Oh, the map? Of course, my friend. Do you have paper?
I mean, oh, you know what? There was a roll of extra soft toilet paper, the good kind, in the cart.
Your map is going to be highly frangible, but you can certainly use that if you want to.
Well, maybe we can find some paper here in the store.
Sure. Well, if you see me around town, just go ahead and ask. Now, you sure you don't want to sell any? You sure you don't want to sell any of the scrap?
I don't think we do, John. I might ask you a question, though.
Of course, of course.
Why would you have a problem getting in here?
Well, like I said, I'm by myself. I'm just a lone wanderer, and they really said that when it comes to someone coming in and sticking around by themselves, they prefer you do your business and move on. And since I've come in as a trader, I can stay a little bit longer.
John, are you by any chance a robot who is using the skin of one of his victims as a suit to pass?
I can't even with you. No. Who told you? No, no.
Are you going to get in trouble and take us down with you?
I promise you, any trouble I bring down on myself will be strictly down on me. I will not get you folks in any kind of trouble. I think you're going to be able to rest easy here.
So does Foxen sense anything odd?
No. I mean, why would she?
She doesn't hear anything, clicks and things that
Oh, no. Like beep, boop, like a whirring tape reel. No. No, he's laughing at Gary's statement, but no, he doesn't have anything like that. He's like, all right, well,
He smells kind of normal.
Yeah, sweat, bad breath, everything. No, he's fine. You don't hear any beeps or clicks.
I'm going to ask, while he's not in earshot, I'm going to ask that we watch him, maybe we should like have somebody tail him around, just make sure that he's not going to give us some bad rep here, because we need to make sure that we're safe, right? This is our place. We don't want him causing trouble and then having it push on us, right? He seems a nice enough man, but hey, it's just kind of a little strange, don't you think?
It is a little strange.
I could stun him and we could search him.
Do you want me to follow him?
If you do, I wouldn't want you to get in a place where he could see you or cause trouble for you, because he could be quite dangerous. I mean, we don't know. He does have that what do you call it? Big iron or whatever the hell it was. Look kind of dangerous.
Yeah, I mean, it's a large caliber slug thrower. You have seen those before in your life.
Oh, okay.
I probably could blend in pretty well. I mean, are there like other four-legged creatures around that I could, dogs and such?
You don't see any dogs immediately. There's the rack oxen in the paddock, but other than that, no.
Okay. Well, I should be able to blend into shadows and stuff much better than any of you.
Well, he's bid you adieu and is pulling his cart, and he is heading to he is heading to a scrap dealer right now as we speak. So you guys have got, there's a place called the Cantina. There's different vendors. There's McDouglas Weapons. You guys are interested in that. It's McDouglas Weapons. I just want to point something out. This is a bugbear of mine about post-apocalypse games that are set years after the apocalypse and people find a settlement and the signs look like they were scrawled by a 5-year-old. No, they know how to use a ruler. They know how to use a pencil, and their paints and pigments are precious. So their signs are properly made. But the one that is the one for McDouglas Weapons seems to be very nicely, but nonetheless cobbled out of pieces of a pre-war sign. What it originally said, you're not sure. There's there's a place that's it's the Desert Trail Inn. If you guys want to get a place to stay, it's up to you guys. The town is your oyster right now.
Yeah,
the
maybe.
window of opportunity.
Okay, so first off, our vehicle and all that stuff is safe in here. I mean, there's a place we park that stuff and whatnot.
Yeah. There's a couple of vehicles that are already parked. A couple of carts that have been pulled up. You're not sure if the vehicles are like towed by rack oxen or if they are still capable of moving under their own power. But yeah, there's a place where you can put your vehicle.
All right. Well, I don't know if we feel like someone should watch this or if it seems safe. But I'm parched. I would like something to drink. And perhaps a bite of food before I explore what else this place has to offer.
I think that sounds like a good idea. Then we should find a place to stay.
Okay.
Perhaps we could do both those in one place.
As it happens, there is the wafting odor of good food coming from the direction of the Desert Trail Inn.
Awesome. Let's go check that out.
All right. So the common room of the inn is fairly busy. In fact, it appears to be kind of the main dining area as you go in. There's a fellow with an apron on, kind of bustling back and forth. And there, interestingly enough, there is actually a fair amount of tech still operational and in use here. There's artificial lights. And you notice that the air is notably cooler than it is out in the hot sun. in this place. The fellow going back and forth smiles and waves and says, "Just a minute, folks. I'll be right with you." And then he comes in and hustles you along and says, "Well, given the dust and the unfamiliarity with your faces, I would say that you folks are from out of town, yeah?"
It would be correct.
Yeah, just right over there. I point out to the direction we came from.
I see. So you folks paying with Domars, or you paying with tokens?
I don't believe we have any tokens at this moment.
I understand. I don't have a problem taking either, or small quantities of gold or silver if you got it. But let me get you a table. He leads you over to what can only be described as a cable spool with tall stools around it, and he, with a flourish, dusts off each high stool.
What are we doing in my living room? What the heck?
There you go. Says, so I'll get you folks started with some beer. We've got a local cactus brew that's pretty good.
So, friend, is it better for us, assuming that you would tell me, is it better for us to pay in tokens or more advantageous for us to pay in domars?
Oh,
I take yourself.
I take them both. Some of the smaller shops have gotten to where they kind of prefer tokens, but nobody's outright hostile to Domar. I mean, it all spends if you can get to one of the big cities like Armillo or Dallas 4. That is, if you want to go that far.
I heard it's powerful hot there.
Yeah, you sound like you've been around. Have you ever heard of San
Frisco?
San Frisco, that's what it was. Yeah. So we had heard about this recently, about this being this huge, I don't know, metropolis or big city or something.
Yeah.
San Frisco.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you'd have to go through mountains and wastelands to get there. It'd probably be a month, but occasionally there are vehicles that travel out there, and sometimes ground caravans, but that's a dicier proposal.
Have you looked at Rudy's? just saying, that's kind of also wasteland if you've been out there recently.
Everybody knows about San Frisco. It's on the shore of the Pac Ocean. Supposed to be beautiful out there. I wouldn't mind retiring there one day.
Yeah, you've been?
No, I've just heard nice things about it.
Oh, okay.
Although they say you really got to like to climb hills if you live there. I don't know about that, but
okay. Well, just one. Oh, I had not heard of it before. Apparently, kind of out of touch.
Well, let's get some food in a room.
All right. So basically, yeah, the fare is pretty good. The cactus beer is cold and crisp and tangy and delicious. The food is good. The rooms are a couple of Domar a night. But if you want to stay in like a common sleeping area, it's only a Domar a night. 2 Domars will get you a double sleeper. Basically, it's 2 beds up to 4 people. But a single Domar a night, it's basically you can go to a flop room.
So, friend, how much for the drinks and whatnot?
Altogether, it comes out to like 7 Domar for everybody. A pretty reasonable price as these things go.
Well, I assume you all have your share.
Yep. I think we should do that in a place to sleep.
Agreed.
Okay. Oh, and by the way, Shiner, they make Shiner Bock. They make a Shiner Prickly Pear beer. I just found that out. It was American Brad Canada said cactus beer sounds delicious. I just had to look it up. So yes, you can actually get cactus beer. I think you can get just about any beer can be made from just about anything plant based. So, so yeah, meal goes great. Food is good. Rooms are they are Spartan, but they're clean. And the cool air lasts here. He says, now, if anyone cares for, as he's showing you guys your rooms, if anyone cares for a hot bath, that is a quarter of a domar or 1 token, and you get 10 minutes of clean hot water to get soaped up, and then 2 minutes to rinse.
Sure, I will take that.
Alrighty, sir.
So that's a quarter of a Delmar, and then I'll flip for a night. So that's 2 more, and then however we need to split up the food, I guess 2 more from my part. So I'll get rid of 6.
All right, because you had quite the stash of Domar, I think, that you guys had gotten, hadn't you?
Well, I have 82 and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a stash of the trailer.
Yeah, my previous character had over 700 from the starport. But yeah, obviously he doesn't need it anymore. he's fertilizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think my character put in another 100 or so.
Yeah, I think Sam had like 2 something. Yeah, 278.
We should probably stick that on that trailer, huh? So we know.
Sam's is actually on the trailer now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
is
and
it?
so is my.
Oh, okay, up there.
My last. So.
Oh, are you gonna try and sell the pleasure orb while you're here? Or did you bury that with Sam? I forget.
Why is that so sticky?
Oh my gosh. No, it was on the trailer. It was one of the few things that actually survived the fall.
And I rolled for it too. I made save versus crushing blow, but damn it if it didn't make it. All right, so
Bill did a saving throw? No.
I actually did a saving throw, yes. Yeah, evening passes, it's uneventful. The next day, those of you that wanted to spend the Domars, you've gotten a bath. You're nice and clean, as clean as you can be. It's not like there's a valet you have to put your the same funky clothes back on. But what are you guys doing in town that day?
I suppose I would like to see this weapon shop, perhaps.
All right. McDonnell Weapons is it is a little bit closer to the front gate, not terribly so. It's not air conditioned. It is actually the windows are open. There's a bit of a breeze blowing through, but there are bars on all the windows, and there's a fellow behind the counter, and he's like, "What can I do you for? You're from out of town. I could tell. I saw you come in the gate yesterday. I make it a point to keep an eye out for new folks."
You're from in town, and I can tell. I see you here now.
Yeah, that's right, pal.
All right, pal. Just coming to see what you might have. What you might have up for sale and what you might be willing to buy.
Any of these is ideal for home defense or defense on the trail. Mostly slug throwers. We don't get the exotic stuff, just what you see on the shelf.
Very well. Have you interest in normal weaponry, such as spears, javelins, swords, those types of things?
I don't get much. I don't get many buyers for the up close and personal stuff, but I'll never say no. What do you got?
Well, we have quite a lot that we have scavenged over time. We might have something special that takes your interest as well. However, it's all securely stored on our cart. I figured I would examine the place first and see if you might be a potential buyer or if a potential seller.
He says, well, like I said, if there's something that maybe one of the local townsfolk wants as a conversation piece, or they don't feel safe, they want to go for a walk outside the perimeter or whatever, something like that usually comes in handy. I tell you what, bring in a sample of what you got, and I'll give it a once over, and maybe we can come to an agreement about it.
All right, then. Is anybody here with me?
I'll go with you.
Yeah, Gary would be in there.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess we'll walk back and talk about what we've got and what we want to part with.
Okay. You have, let's see, how many was it? 9, 10. You had 10 javelins and 10 swords from the batters that you had slain. And anything else that you guys had picked up weapon wise before then that you might want to part with.
Right. What do you guys think? Do we want to try to sell anything that's like actually good?
I wouldn't. I mean, do they have good stuff to buy with the stuff that we sell? The money we get from the stuff we sell. So.
Well, he does have a collection of slug throwers on the on racks. They are hasped and locked down. You're not just going to reach up and grab one.
He doesn't have to have like a Dillon 550B or 1050 or 1150 as well to go with those slug throwers.
Does he have ammo? Yeah. He's got ammunition.
Did you ask him about
double slug thrower that like flips up from the pelvis?
Belt buckle slug thrower.
What?
No.
See that? You guys.
Yeah, from dusk till dawn. Yeah, no, he doesn't have one of those.
Did you ask him about those things that you put into the rifles that give them charges?
We
I'm
haven't.
afraid there's nothing like that here.
Oh, okay.
It's worth an ask. I'm not even sure he knows what it is.
I'll pull one out of my laser pistol. Well, I don't brandish it or pull it out. I'll like turn around and unload it and show him. Say, do you have one of these?
Phase plasma rifle in 40-watt range.
Exactly. Since he doesn't have the FA-18 Super Hornet, I have to just kind of lower my expectations.
And just what you see on the shelf, pal. No, he does not have any energy charges. He has boxes of slugs and shot and slug thrower type weapons, and some heavy hand weapons like you guys are looking to sell him.
Yeah, so I'll bring a sample javelin and a sample sword.
Okay.
And a sample javelin and a sample sword, the best looking of the bunch.
All right. I'll tell you what I can do for you, pal. I'll give you 30 for the pair.
Well, that sounds reasonable.
Yeah,
do you
I
want
thought
more?
so too. I'm sorry?
Would you like more? We have more of these.
Sure. Bring them in. Let's have a look.
All right. So I guess if it's cool with you guys, we'll. Do you guys want these javelins?
I guess
No.
Gary will keep one.
Yeah, I definitely don't. I'd rather have
Does
a
it
spear.
do more damage? Does it do more damage than a spear?
No.
No, it does not.
Then I'll stick with the spear.
I can't even
That's
carry
exactly
it.
what you do with the spear. You stick with the spear. That's correct, Tim.
So it looks like we've got like what then? So I got rid of one javelin and one short sword, and that netted us 30
Domar, yes.
30 Domars, and that leaves us with 9 javelins and 7 short swords that we're willing to part with, I think, unless somebody took a javelin.
All right.
Did somebody say they took a javelin?
Yang, did you take a javelin?
I thought he did.
Yeah, I'll take one javelin.
So 8 and 7.
All right. So
Exactly.
So yeah, he will give you a total of 225 Domar for the weapons.
That's good.
All right. Says, yeah, look, and don't worry about it. I don't I can trade in tokens if you want it in tokens. I got plenty of tokens, but if you just want to trade in Domar, that's fine.
I don't like.
How about yeah, how about half and half, friend?
Okay. So 230 is 115. Yeah, so he gives you 230 tokens and 115 Domar. Because it's 2 tokens for 1 Domar. So you guys wrap up your morning's shopping unless there's anything else you guys wish to buy in his shop. Again, he has nothing terribly unusual in his shop unless you guys want to ask about a slug thrower or something like that.
Slug throwers really aren't bad for fallbacks. And right now we need some. Right? I do know we have some lasers that are left. Right? Didn't we get some lasers from those last killbots that we took with us? But yeah.
All right. So
How much is he wanting for a slug thrower in a box?
well, let's get into that in our next session.
Okay.
That we play, because we are at the 2-hour mark. We are going to go ahead and wrap up there. I will message you guys with your experience points, because you guys did get some experience points for selling some loot and slaying some batters. So we will do that now. As a reminder to our audience, we will not be back next Friday, nor the following Friday, because I am taking the week after next off. That is a vacation week for me. So I want to say a big thanks to all of my players. Thank you for joining us, Tim. It is going to be a joy having you here at the Gamble Roll table. So thank you for sitting in with us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
All right. And with that said, you folks, please make your way to the green room and help yourself to the Hennessy and pistachios. As for myself, I've got to get all this radioactive dust swept up from this evening's festivities. And hopefully everybody, I won't attract the attention of a nuclear owl bear. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere, in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle, way off course? Naked as a toad, all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.